Welcome, beautiful yogis. So glad you're here. This is our time to chill out, to relax, rest our weary bones and our busy minds. So glad you're here. We're going to breathe together, rest in a variety of shapes. I'd like you to begin today. Let's begin in Shavasana. So that would be on your back, maybe a pillow blanket under your head, and the bolster underneath your knees. And the blocks, they're an option, of course. The blocks are optional at the foot end of your mat. So I'm going to lie down, show you how to lie down with the props. Oh, and I know what a lovely feeling it is to lie your body down. So feel that landing. Settle your legs so they too feel supported over the bolster. And for some it's behind the knees, for some it's behind the thighs. And the blocks may be nice under your feet, or you could just push the blocks away. And the sense now of lying along the central axis of your body. And so, of course, that runs along our spine. And we could think of it as the polar axis that runs through the earth, north to south. Settling yourself along that central line, falling away each side, left side, right side. Sense that your sacrum is settled. And as you close your eyes, tune into every part of your body as it settles down into the ground beneath you. Your yoga mat, your carpet, for some on the bed. So, of course, to really get the benefit, it's nice to be on the ground. Yoga we practice on the ground where gravity is our friend, and we don't think much about gravity, but it is our friend because it allows that drop your body. Sensing what's here in your body in this moment. Anything that shows up in this moment, can you say yes to it? An old pain, something new, something chronic, something acute. We welcome the body exactly as it is, saying, yes, I welcome you. And so we are letting go the need for things to be different than they are in this moment. And so there is the acceptance of perhaps it not being perfect, but by saying yes to it and accepting it, something happens in our nervous system. A quality of allowing. Can you allow the back of your head to sink into the surface where you have placed it a little bit more? That's not a pushing, it's an allowing. And as you bring your awarenessing now to your shoulders and upper back, that same allowing, the shoulders are falling back, and your long arms and hands coming to rest on the mat. Just take a moment to tune into the feeling of the hands. So if you can, your palms are rolled upwards. And through this closed eyes awareness, we can attune ourselves to the feeling of the palms. the feeling of the finger pads. A lot of nerve endings happen there. And so when we tend the ends of our fingers and thumbs, perhaps there is an awakening of sensation there. And just with curiosity, what part of your hand is offering most response to this internal inquiry? So this is an inner listening that we are practicing now. We go now to the sacrum, your lower back. This too is dropping into gravity. The weight of your bum, your lower back, your hips, and the feeling of your thighs. I always sense that that's kind of the heaviest part of the body. And so let that heaviness come into awareness as we let go into gravity. The exhale is a beautiful vehicle to let go and drop deeper. So we're breathing all the time, even though we haven't yet given the breath our foremost focus. We're still scanning the body itself, the thighs, the knees, the back of the knees, the back of your legs, all the way down via your ankles and your heels, the top of your feet and the bottom of your feet. And then we'll visit our toes. We might wiggle them a little bit. Find your toes. Welcoming your toes to this moment too. Now please bring your awareness to your face, your brow, the skin of your cheeks, the cheekbones, the hollows where your eyes rest, and then the hollows of your nasal passages, down the throat, the hollows of your ears, just awarenessing the feeling of your mouth and your lips. And now let's go to that big cavity, that cavity formed by our ribs. The cavity that expands and subsides with breath. So we might amplify the breathing a little bit as we ponder, feel the cavity where our lungs are, and that most precious of organs, our heart. Link your breath with the feeling of the cavity and your heart. How as we breathe, there is movement here. We can feel that movement of breath through the cavities of the nose and the back of the throat. And how, as we now begin to deepen our breath, breathing into the low belly, that might rise a little. And then as we exhale and drop into the mat a little bit more deeply, there's a falling away, the softening of your tummy. To rise again as the next breath comes in. We might trace the rising of the breath from the belly through the ribs and all the way to the very top. And how, as we exhale, that all begins to subside again. Stay now with the feeling of the deep, low breathing, beginning low in your belly and rising with each inhalation, and how it all relaxes back again on each exhalation. So we come into a natural flow of our breath. Each breath rising out of the empty, and each breath falling out of the fullness. So it's not so much technique as it is the feeling of this. And how we give this our full attention, and noticing that perhaps the mind is busy producing thoughts, but we have chosen to commit to this particular breath pattern and how it feels in the body. The rising from empty and the falling away from the full. So this becomes a breath meditation and all it asks for is our attention, buoyed and bolstered by our intention for this practice, which is, of course, to rest our weary mind, weary bones and busy mind. And we're doing it right now. It taps right into our nervous system. The electrical circuit through the body that's attuned to what's going on, what's happening, constantly attuned. And how we can put that to rest into this place of ease, comfort, and safety. Safe to exhale to the empty moment and even rest on empty. Allow yourself to rest in your breath. Everything about this moment and our time together is here to support this intention. And you might have a personal intention, even more specific. Perhaps you need to heal an area in your body or in your emotional body. So bring that into the intention. You might use language to do that, or just tell your body-mind, this is what's needed. Make it so. And what's so beautiful and so simple about this is that the less we are obsessing about the thoughts our brain is producing, and we get so caught up in those thoughts, that very disengaging from that busyness allows our healing to occur. So healing happens when we are at rest. That's why sleep and rest is good when we are not well. And we'll be here in these relaxed, absorbing breaths for just a few more cycles. Lovely, everybody. So we're about to move this body. So let's begin with the hands. As you breathe in, stretch your fingers wide. And as we exhale, let your fingers relax. As we inhale again, your fingers all the way to your shoulders. Stretch, press the shoulders down. Soften the arms and shoulders on exhalation. And go to the feet, and as we inhale, push through your heels. They might lift up, and spread your toes. And exhale, let your feet relax back down. Lovely. And so now the right leg, we're going to lift it up a little bit and stretch the right leg longer. Bring your right arm and overhead and create a long stretchy line through the right side of your body, just the length of the inhale, returning everything on the exhalation. Let them soften and drop again. And we'll do the same with the left leg, left arm. Stretch the left leg, push through the heel, and left arm stretches overhead. And exhaling, bring it all back. And now deliver one knee into your hand and the other knee into your other hand. And pull the thighs really close to your chest. And notice that on your back. And then push the knees away on the inhale. And pull them in close again on the exhale. Now we are rocking the pelvis just a little bit. Let's do that one or two more times. See how it feels to you. Pushing away, inhale, drawing in, exhale. And last one. Good. Now if your bolster's there, just place your feet on the bolster a little ways apart and let your arms rest outwards, and just let your knees tip leftwards. tip rightwards, just a gentle rocking action. This is not assuming the next pose. We're just rolling the hips a little bit, rolling on the cushy tushy. Feel that? Just that little bit of rolling side to side. Nice, everybody. And so now as we come back to the middle, you might use your feet to help you now. Maneuver your bolster to your left side, lying long, close to your left leg and hip. Slide the left leg straight. And then draw your right knee in and draw that right knee close to your body. And now we'll release that a little bit, holding your right knee with your left hand. Roll on over, bringing your right knee to rest on your bolster. Now we don't want to roll the whole body, just the lower body. And so your right knee's resting on your bolster, and we're leaving the right arm and shoulder behind. And if you feel you want to flatten your upper back a little bit, and slide your left shoulder blade a little bit more to the left, perhaps look towards your right hand, and we'll linger here a little bit. Both legs relaxed. Creating this new shape for prana to flow, to feel, to experience the ease of this. Each exhalation, a lovely letting go. One or two more breaths in this shape. Are you ready? We're going to roll onto the back again. Bring your right foot flat. Draw your left foot beside it. Good, and then just shimmy your sacrum to the midline. And we're going to take the bolster now, using the hands, to the right side of the body. Just close to, but not too close to the right hip. Slide your right leg straight, give a little push through the right heel, and draw your left knee in, a hand, draw it close to your body. It's a little active stretch. Just by contrast, little stretchy, so that when now, as we guide the left knee, using the right hand over to let rest on the bolster, we can soften the limbs. Soften your legs. Make space for your right upper back. And maybe turning your head leftwards. We've arrived in the second part of this very relaxing twist that we can nourish now with the long conscious breaths. Feeling and welcoming everything that shows up. We're making space on a very physical level. But also on a mental, emotional level, by this allowing what is here to be. We use the term welcoming. Welcoming has a happy quality to it. We're not fighting, we're not pushing away. We're accepting the vulnerable parts of us. tired, or just a little disgruntled or stiff, whatever may be showing up for you. Everything, like the breath, is flowing through us. It's all energy, vibration. It doesn't get stuck. It moves. Each exhalation, that letting go, letting go. You might even elongate your exhalation now to amplify the letting go. Lovely, everyone. Let's complete this. And so your left foot comes back to flat, and your right foot slides next to it, and your sacrum comes to the center, and we deliver a knee into each hand as we did earlier. Draw them in close on an exhale, and push them away on an inhale. And so we are attuning ourselves now to the subtle movements and subtle sensations that are here for the experiencing. When we become very quiet, that all becomes more apparent. Nice, everyone. So now, your feet come to the mat, the bolster is still within reach, and we're going to slide it again under the legs. And we're going to sit, you can use your hands and your feet to maneuver your bolster. We're going to be setting up for supported bridge pose. So that pillow blanket, you just take that out, slide it up top of the mat, and with your bolster positioned under your legs, press feet down, raise hips up, and push the bolster under. And get cushied with the bolster underneath the sacrum. This is a bigger pose now. For some, the bolster might be too much. You could use a folded blanket to raise your pelvis. Your arms symmetrically alongside your body. Feeling how your upper back now is really resting. You can always shuffle it this way and that, snuggling in. And then the possibilities of letting your legs slide straight onto the blocks or without the blocks. And listen to your body. See what feels good today. So this is not perfect alignment. This is settling into the most comfy place that you can find to feel. To feel, to allow, and to receive. So it's a very yin practice. We shift into that receptive place. Linking in again with your breath. Now you do not have to suffer here. If it hurts to have your legs straight, you'll just have your knees bent. But make room for the spacious breaths. Rising out of the low belly and moving upwards to now, as you arrive at the top of the breath, pause and rest a moment. Perhaps feel a throb, a pulse, a body sensation in the pause. And then we'll let the breath go smoothly out. All the way to empty. Can we rest a moment without breath? And here it comes, the inhale. Just arriving again to treasure and pause a moment at the very top. And then to smoothly let the breath go again. We have now moved into intentional breaths. We are in the square breath. Rest on empty. Inhale. Resting at full. Smoothly exhaling. Resting on empty. So it is a little practice. Inhale. Practicing it with the way that your body wants to. Perhaps making your square a little bigger or a little smaller. You can add a count, a mental count. So that your pauses, exhales and inhales are about the same length. Continuing on your own. And so to be in your comfort zone, nothing to prove here. You don't need to hold your breath so long that you gasp for air. Remember, we can't fool the nervous system. Nervous system finely attuned to every nuance of our thoughts and our breath, and it all works together in the most amazing way. The gift of our intention is what we give ourselves, our attention. We're giving that. We're giving that to ourselves, to our nervous system, to be part of this healing that we're doing together. Coming now to our last square breath. And as you release and complete the final square breath of this practice, let go any controlling of your breath and just be breathed. The count goes away. Attention to how the breath wants to come in. Oh, and maybe also attention to the physical body that's saying, hey, let's move out of this shape. Let's do that. Bend your knee, place your feet flat, and then press your bolster downer to lower your sacrum back onto the mat. And deliver a knee into each hand. To do as we did, hugging your thighs closer to your body. Feel that in your sacrum. Push away. A hand draw in. Nice, everyone. One more time. And then we're going to make the big move. We're going to roll over and set up a new pose. So up we come. Where are we going? Let's go to a forward-facing pose. Bring your bolster long along your mat. And let's place that pillow blanket on the top of it. And let's bring a platform blanket at the bottom of it, as we're now going to do a forward-facing twist. So from your kneeling position, walk a little to the right, plop down on your left butt cheek. This will be a nice counter pose. So sidle up close, lift and turn towards, and lie full frontal right in the middle on your bolster and rest on the ear that feels best. For most of us, it's going to be the left ear. Oh, now let your arms, shoulders fall forward. And settling here. We can do more with the legs if you want to. Or you can just have them as they are. Some like to stretch one leg straight or both legs straight. See what feels comfy. Oh, I'm going to have mine really easy today. So we are in a very busy season. And so this withdrawing is a natural thing to do. As the light is fading, the days are getting shorter, to draw inward, tucked into ourselves, into our body, all curled up, and feeling the breath, the lovely stretches that can happen. The dropping deeper into our own consciousness. There's something wonderful about the mind becoming quiet. And so, of course, yoga helps us do that with the various practices of breathing and paying attention. But when you go for a walk in the forest or in the trees, you can also feel the stillness that is already inherent in nature, in the trees, in the flowers and the shrubs. That when we tend that, our own mind grows quiet and we feel and experience and are given by the trees even more stillness. So the sense as you rest here, the stillness of the tree. And we can just imagine the tree, a tree that you love. How we are in relationship with the trees through this simple act of breathing, this reciprocity. What we breathe out, the tree breathes in. And what the tree breathes out, we breathe in. Lovely, beautiful yogis. Should we change sides? Not hard to do. Just bring your hands, push down on your hands and come to fours or onto your bum. And make your way to second side with your right butt cheek facing your bolster. Lift, turn a hand, come forward and lie down. Lying down again. Settling here. So when we listen and tend the breath and the body, it's interesting how the smallest of little injuries and bumps can make us more aware of the body. And how the second side might feel completely different. And how we can let this be. And breathe with your favorite tree. Every now and then, checking in that you might be clenching or putting a lot of weight on your elbow. Just slide it out if you can, so that you can drop a little bit more deeply into the support to receive that support. probably all know John O'Donoghue, that wonderful Irish man who has such a way with words that takes us straight into our heart. He writes about the tree. I'll read a little from John O'Donoghue. A tree is a perfect presence. It is somehow able to engage and integrate its own dissolution. The tree is wise in knowing how to foster its own loss. It does not become haunted by loss nor addicted to it. The tree shelters and minds the loss. Out of this comes the quiet dignity and the poise of a tree's presence. Trees stand beautifully on the clay, and they stand with dignity. A life that wishes to honor its own possibility has to learn, too, how to integrate the suffering of dark and bleak times into a dignity of presence, letting go of old forms of life. A tree practices hospitality towards new forms of life. It balances the perennial energies of winter and spring within its own living bark. The tree is wise in the art of belonging. The tree teaches us how to journey. Too frequently, our inner journeys have no depth. We move feverishly into a new situation and experiences which neither nourish nor challenge us, because we've left our deeper selves behind. It's no wonder that the addiction to superficial novelty leaves us invariably empty and weary. Much of our experience is literally superficial. It slips deftly from surface to surface, and it lacks rootage. The tree can reach towards the light, endure wind, rain, and storm precisely because it is rooted. Each of its branches is ultimately anchored in a reliable depth of clay. The wisdom of the tree balances the path inwards with the pathway outwards. Lovely, everybody. So let's complete now this second part of forward-facing spinal twist. Make your way up gently. Let's set up now for our next shape, and that's going to be the seated forward bend. So that'll be nice for the spine to stretch forward again, this time in a symmetrical way. So build your little support. 2 blocks, the bolster across. We're going to be resting on that support, and we'll be sitting on a blankie. So maybe you'll double your blankie, see what works for you, cross-legged or straddle-legged. And perhaps it'd be nice to just rest on your elbows. Bring your elbows to your support so that your head doesn't have to go deeper. And this may be a nice way to be. It's kind of nice to have your thumbs lightly resting on your brow. So this is a little straighter in the spine, not quite as deep. And for some of you, you have a flexible body, you might come to rest on your hands. So see which is the way for you. And in this shape, there are new experiences to register, to receive, to allow. This lovely breath, let it find new places in your body. As the breath pours in and fills new spaces, just experimenting with that, feeling how and where the breath might go. Mostly we do not tend the back body breath, so it's a good time to do that. How, if you can be here without the struggle, in the acceptance of it all, we become more like the tree, fully present and able to weather the storms, the challenges, with nobility, dignity, coming, going, moving, changing. And how we can be in the middle of it, make place for it. So beautiful, yogis. Let's slowly come on up. This is the part of the practice where if you're able to just sit tall, sit upright, you don't even need to get too involved in the outer, just sense your own body. And if your spine needs support, just go to a wall or sit on a chair. And now we have a north-south axis of the upright spine, linking the below and the above, like the tree. Have a sense of rooting deeply into the earth. And standing tall. And how the top of your head reaches upwards like the branches of the tree. And how at this point we'll practice alternate nostril breathing. And so your right hand thumb lightly closes your right nostril and let the breath come in through your left nostril. And then please close up that left nostril using your ring finger of the same hand. So all happening with the right hand. Left hand is at ease. Exhale through your right nostril. We're going to inhale through the right. And at the fullness of the breath, have a little pause, closing it up. Ready to exhale, open your left nostril for the exhaling of the stream of breath all the way out. And this is where we receive the inhalation through your left. Let it stream and pour into your body. At the fullness, close it up. A little holding moment. And then the exhale through the right. All the while we sit tall. The right side breathes in. Closing it up again. To left side, exhale. And left side, inhale. Remember, when you close it up, don't squish your noses. Light little pressure. Close up, exhale, right. And the right inhales. Finding your own comfortable cadence with this alternate nostril breathing, cueing yourself. Know that this is a very balancing and quietening breath practice. Quietness because we're giving it our full attention. And we are making the prana flow through the different channels. The right nostril is the solar channel and the left nostril is the lunar channel. The lunar being the receptive, feminine. And in this way we bring balance to the both energies that we all have, no matter our gender. And so we are not only calming, but we're also bringing clarity. That right channel brings clarity of the day and the sunlight, and the left channel the calm and the sweetness of rest. The next time that you come to the fullness of the breath, pause a moment, rest your palm down, resting it on your legs, and exhale through both. And inhaling through both. The deepening of the calm and the relaxed focus and clarity. We need both. Nice. And so the next exhalation, we'll just bow the head, open the eyes enough to segue onto the back and bring your legs up over this lovely setup. Unless you want to go to the wall and put your legs up the wall, that's also a lovely way to rest the back. Stretch the back of the legs. And settle here, this new shape, supportive shape. And as you settle here, once you're comfy, let your awarenessing come to the nostrils again, but this time your arms are completely relaxed, resting at your sides or on your belly. And our attention is at the feeling of the breath at the nostrils. That when you reach the top of the inhale, pause a moment. Focus on your left nostril and breathe out. Staying with the left nostril, breathe in, feeling the breath only through your left nostril. And at the top of the breath, we're going to switch attention to the right nostril for exhale. And the inhale is right. And the exhale through the left nostril. Stay with it now, left side in. At the top of the breath, a little change. We're going to go not only to the right nostril, but the whole right side of the body. Let your breath go out as though through the entire right side of your body. Breathe it out. And we breathe in through the entire right side of your body. And when we're full of breath again, we pause, we switch awareness to the left side of the body. Exhale through its entirety. Whole of your left side inhales. Switching to exhale through the entire right side of your body. Please stay with this pattern, cueing yourself. Are you still doing it? Exhaling the opposite side of the body. Inhaling the same side. Just let your mind rest in this pattern of attention. So now when you come again to the fullness of the breath, the top of the inhale, pause a moment. This time, exhale through the whole body, left and right equally. To inhale through the whole body. How the whole body is filling and emptying. And rest in this experience. Beautiful slow cadence of the whole body breathing. Coming up again for a little shift of attention as you come to the full inhale. Awareness goes to your heart now. And then exhale as though sending out energy through your heart. Loving, peaceful energy out of your heart, which we receive again from the cosmos as we inhale through the heart. And send it out through the heart. Now you can do this very intentionally, sending this loving, peaceful heart exhale to someone that you love. Very specifically. Feeling the reciprocity of this, the receiving and the giving. And how you can let the others that you love come in, especially those you know who are in pain, suffering, disappointment, loss, all that is part of the human experience. How we can relate to them with this breath, with the nobility and the dignity of the tree. The strength and rootedness of the tree. how we might go now together to the darker places on the planet, to receive all that we need, the love, the peace on the inhale, and send it to areas where there is great suffering, loss, pain, ignorance. And how together we are sending healing light, our loving, caring, without falling apart ourselves, but holding that stability of the tree. Sensing again your own body. Moving a little through the toes and the fingers. Rolling your head. Hugging the knees in again. To know that you could stay in the relaxed place you might find yourself, or to complete the practice, coming to a seated position. As we bring to completion our time together, resting our weary bones and calming our busy minds, healing ourselves and the world. So grateful, dear yogis, for this time with you. We are in the Yuletide. We'll talk about it more next week. I hope to see you then. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.